The compact and small SUV segment in North America is by far the busiest and most important for all automakers. I would go so far as to say globally. And it's always incredible to notice. No, let's try it again. The small and compact crossover segment is hands down the most important in North America. In fact, in the top 10 best-selling vehicles every year, probably close to half of them, if not more, come from the midsize and small or compact SUV segments. I mean, if you have a winning product in this segment, it's basically like having a billboard that everyone can see everywhere they go. Or do they? That's kind of an interesting thing, because just slight digression, right? Every time I drive a vehicle, I become acutely aware of all the other ones like it on the road. And this week, driving around in a just recently updated 2025 Hyundai Tucson, my mind has blown up at the sheer sight of all the Sportages, why not, and Tucsons on the road in the greater Montreal area. It's completely insane. In fact, in the segment, the Tucson usually ranks somewhere around number 5 as the bestseller, behind RAV4, CRV, Rogue, Equinox, and then you get into the Korean products, but they're never really that far away. And I always enjoy getting behind the wheel of a mainstream product such as a Tucson, because it reminds me of what really, really matters. And also it serves to remind me of what consumers actually only need and how good some of these vehicles are. And look, hands down, this thing is really, really impressive. And this is an XRT model. The only way you can tell, while it's like blacked out elements, which you can't really see, are the wheels. This is your mid-trim for gasoline-powered, non-hybrid, non-electrified models. And I'm almost tempted to say cool, but it's not that it's cool. It's that it ticks absolutely every box, from value to versatility, even styling. I mean, anyway, I'll go over the styling in a few moments when we do the walk around, as we usually do. But look, in a nutshell, this thing is more interesting and better in some ways, very small ways, than a RAV4 or a CRV, especially a CRV. And that, I'll tell you now, that's in the driving department, which only a few years ago, a Hyundai more interesting to drive than a Honda? Impossible. But I'm telling you now. So I mean, in fact, if you want to skip the whole video, might as well go ahead. I'm telling you, it's nice, you know. Here, I'll help you out some more. Reliability, decent, not that bad, especially with this powertrain and transmission. And value, so much value. Anyway, okay, if you're still here, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. In the following few minutes, the walk around and the drive. Okay, so as far as styling, as I was saying, is concerned, this is a recently updated, like, for the 2025 model year Tucson. It was introduced this generation, the 4th generation, back for the 2022 model year. I mean, overall, nothing much has changed except for your typical bumpers, grills, and updated lighting, and so on and so forth. The XRT, I was kind of starting to hint at, it does have some unique touches. Like, it's like a black chrome grille, but you can't really see. These are unique to it. 18-inch wheels and a little bit of extra cladding. Everything is blacked out, and you have the roof rails. So in the US, pricing for the base Tucson, that's horrible. Sorry about that. Is $28,605. In Canada, the base model, so the preferred all-wheel drive, is standard, by the way, and that explains in part the difference between the prices. $34,699. You do get a 12.3-inch touchscreen display, all-wheel drive adaptive cruise control, heated seats, steering wheel, 17-inch wheels. So for $34,690 some odd dollars, that's pretty darn impressive. When you step up to the XRT, you do get all of the things that I mentioned, the black trim and all of that. But you do get a twin 12.3-inch display, so you have the touchscreen and the instrument panel, Bose audio, wireless charging, LED lights all over the place. It's not a bad value. I mean, that's probably one of the things that works the best for this. It's the value built in. $40,399 for all that you see here, except for the rock wood. Is it rock or wood? What is it? No, the green, which is a great color. It's an extra 250 bucks. So you're still well under $41,000 for everything you see here. At first, I wasn't into the styling of the current Tucson and Sportage, but it has absolutely grown on me in the last few years. Okay, so trunk, and this is some of the interesting stuff. Right, so power tailgate included with the XRT. Boot space is enormous, 1,095 liters. It is wide. The opening is huge. I mean, it's so accessible. You even have some storage under here for whatnots and doohickeys and all those things. This is huge. It's fantastic. And remember, this is a compact. The same goes for the back seat. It is very spacious. It also reclines, which is fantastic. An enormous amount of space as the wind picks up. You can almost, and this is not always the case in these compact SUVs, but you can almost squeeze, a regular size, adolescent between the two seats. Fit finish, actually, generally speaking, quite good. Materials come together nicely. It's a little bit boring, very Honda-ish in that sense, where there's not much differentiation going on, but everything comes together quite well. The seats, XRT, yay, are actually quite nice, but not necessarily as comfortable as they look. The support is lacking-ish, and that's despite the power lumbar adjustments. Let's jump in, start it up. So here's your 12.3x2 display, very common, typical in the Hyundai products. It's very, very user-friendly, very functional. And some of the changes that did occur for 2025 are on the inside. So they have revised dashboard layout. And most of the things are actually nice, look nice, such as this panel with the touchscreen display. You see how the sun kind of blinds it? Yeah, this is terrible. Hyundai and Kia have always been pretty good about putting physical buttons for this, but this is terrible. If I miss, I don't get it. And most of the time, even with the gloves on, it won't respond to my touch. It's difficult to actually make it work. Obviously now it's working fine. It always happens this way. I don't know why, but this is terrible. I need hard buttons again, or like some kind of better integration with these shortcut buttons, physical buttons to get into your screen. But I mean, overall, very, very straightforward. There's nothing new to, when it comes to this. Menus are straightforward, very user-friendly, easy. Storage is actually really good. This console and the storage down here is really, really good. It's wide open, loads of space. This is really nice up here. Good storage in here. The door bins are quite nice. Well, quite nice. They're nice. Visibility is good. I guess I was just thinking about the shelf, which I absolutely love. Visibility is not bad, even when you come around here. So back to my driving position over here. You can work, around the A-pillar and the mirror. I think that's about it. All your drive modes, so you do have terrain. There's nothing specific to the XRT here. Not that I could see auto hold. Everything you need is in here. Really is. The only downside is this panel. Otherwise, a really, really lovely interior. And the drive is still good too, so let's do that. Just realized I didn't show you the shifter, the column mounted shifter, which if you've been in any late model Kia, or most late model Kia or Hyundai products are all the same. It's like a column shifter that you just toggle the top part forward for drive, backwards for reverse, and the park is on the side. Something you get used to relatively quickly. I certainly am very much used to it by now. Yeah, so the The thing with the XRT and the Preferred, specifically, I guess, is, and what I was saying about reliability is that these models, or this one, has the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It produces 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque at around 4,000 RPM. So it's a decent amount of power and get up for, you know, whatever. I've been 4 of us on board of the vehicle, kids, and there's nothing missing per se as far as performance and power. And I will say absolutely that compared to, say, turbocharged 4-cylinder engines over at GM, if I'll take that for example, or a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine from, say, Toyota, this one is so much quieter. I don't know if it's sound deadening or whatever other setup it may have. So much quieter, even at wide open throttle. And now, speaking of wide open throttle, it's been very cold, and we got our first massive dumping of snow only a couple days ago. So I've been having a little bit of fun. So Natural Resources Canada and Hyundai Canada want you to believe that you can average 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers in combined driving. I think it's possible. Probably a little bit more, you know, closer to a slightly above 9 is what you'll actually get. I'm averaging over 12. You may have seen that when I showed you the display. Mea culpa in this case, I guess, because you know, I've been enjoying the snow and driving it, and but I think that in normal driving, if you can get about 10 liters per 100 kilometers, you'll be doing fine. 8-speed automatic transmission, which has been really wonderful is not the right word, but extremely cooperative with the way I've been driving. The H-Track all-wheel drive system too is a lot more fun than I expected or remembered, especially when you press and hold the button down there, you know, and it'll play. Anyhow, these are the types of things I've seen mainstream products and normal people reviews, but anyway, or normal people drive these vehicles. Perhaps I'm not normal. What else is there? The steering is nice, brake pedal feel is good. The ride quality is actually quite nice, and I'm on the 18s, not the standard 17s, multi-link rear suspension. Ride quality is nice. It's not perfect. I don't want to say it's a little bit bouncy, but overall, the compromise between handling and comfort, I'd say, is almost spot on. I have, oh yeah, you got paddle shifters too, even in the base Preferred. I have no deal-breaking things to bring up with this product. None whatsoever. In fact, as I'm driving around the way I'm driving around, I prefer it over the last CRV I drove. I prefer it over the last RAV4 I drove. It feels more nimble, feels more alive. And the whole dynamics of the drive are more Mazda-like, better than Honda. I have no arguments against the Tucson. I really, really don't. Yeah, okay, I'll stop there because I was going to say other things, but yeah, this is certainly and absolutely deserves your attention. And I will end on that.